Now, what is cross-functional information system? A simple meaning of this is that it is an information system that facilitates flow of information from one business function to another business function. Okay, which business functions we are talking about? We are talking about marketing, sales, human resources, finance, accounting, inventory management, and etc. Okay, so what will this cross-functional information system do? It will facilitate flow of information from one business function to another, and not only that, it will integrate the information in such a way that the entire organization knows everything about each and every function. Okay, so here there will be integration of data, consolidation of data, and flow of data. Okay, so that is what is cross-functional information system. Now, an example of cross-functional information system will be ERP. Okay, we can also call it integrated information system. Now, what is the full form of ERP? It is enterprise resource planning. Okay, now we can also call ERP as process management software. Now, why we are calling it process management software? If you are using ERP, it will link all the business functions, and it will point out that which information is required by which function, and accordingly it will design the process. Okay, and it will facilitate flow of information by that process. That is why we are calling it process management software. Okay, if the organization is using any other application softwares, those application softwares will also be integrated by ERP. So the two main points in ERP are that it is a process management software and it facilitates integration of all business applications. Now let's see what are the components of ERP. Okay, first of all, you have to understand that each function has a different module in ERP, like finance function has finance module, HR has HR module. Okay, now what will happen is information will flow from these modules. Okay, if you want to understand how this information flows, there is a chart. Okay, now let's see what is the software component. Okay, the software component is the only visible part. You can see the software, and in that you will see several modules like finance, human resources, supply chain management, and business intelligence. Okay, so in software component you have to write that ERP has different modules. Each module is for different function. It facilitates flow of information through these modules. Now process flow. Okay, as we were talking about different modules, in process flow they will give you a model. In that model you will be able to see how information flows from one module to another module in the ERP. Okay, so this chart is nothing but the process flow. Okay, so they have given modules and they have also given the process flow, so that if you want to create a different function or a different process, you can alter the process flow and tell the organization about the same. After this we have customer mindset. Now as we know that whenever change is expected in the organization, we have to first convince the personnel and the management of the organization that why implementing ERP is important, what are the benefits, what are the cost benefits, so that there will be less resistance to change. Okay, so what we are trying to see is whether the customer has the mindset of implementing ERP or not. Okay, that is also a component of ERP, because if the customer mindset is not right, then even if the ERP is implemented, it will not be effective in all aspects. Okay, that is why customer mindset is also a component of ERP. And as we were talking about earlier about the change management procedure, this is the important point that you have to write in this question: change management. Okay, now what is change management? We are trying to change the business processes by including employees, personnel and senior management, so that there will be less resistance to change. That is what is change management. Okay, now you can remember these components as SPCC. SPCC. Okay. So what is customer mindset? The customer must be fully aware of all the benefits of the ERP, that if we install or implement ERP within our organization, what will be its benefits? Okay, that is why if customer is participating in implementation of ERP, then obviously it will be an effective implementation. But if the customer is not fully satisfied with the implementation of ERP, then it will be less effective. Okay, that is why customer mindset is also a component of ERP. The more customer is interested, the more effective ERP will be implemented. Then change management. What is change management? Whenever we are installing a new software in the organization, there will be some resistance to change. Employee management and personnel will not support the same. So what this change management will do is, it will try to involve everyone in a meeting. They will state the problem, then they will provide the solution, so that everyone understands the importance of ERP, and then there will be less resistance to change. And ultimately, a change can be brought in the organization in an effective and efficient manner. That is what is the work of change management procedure. Here in the point you have to only write as change management. Okay, you can remember these components of ERP as SPCC. SPCC. Okay, a question can come for 4 marks on this. After this, we have a big question as benefits of ERP. Okay, what are the benefits of ERP? These are random 10 points they have given, that if you are using ERP, it will streamline the processes. What is streamline the processes? It will highlight which are the important processes, which are the supporting processes, and how the information flows through these processes. Okay, so it is streamlining processes. It will improve the workflow. Okay, as we have the component process flow, we all know how information will flow through the organization. Okay, that is how it will improve the workflow. Okay, we don't have to give the information flow this much importance, as the software is already doing it on its own. Okay, that is why we are saying it improves workflow. Then it also shares information with all the business functions, whichever is relevant and needed by the business function. Then it also improves the customer satisfaction. How do we improve customer satisfaction? It is providing effective pricing as per the market. That is why obviously customer will get more value for the cost they have paid. So that is why we are saying improving customer satisfaction. Then it will establish uniform process. Now what does this mean? Earlier each function had different processes, but now as we are preparing a process flow and we want to streamline everything, we will establish a process which is understood by the entire organization and will also facilitate flow of information. That is why we are establishing uniform process. Okay, see, ERP is not a is a standardized software. It is not a customized software. That is why if you are installing ERP and your competitors also installing ERP, both are going to have uniform processes. Okay, obviously you will customize it to some level so that it can suit your organization, but the processes are going to be uniform along all the organizations. After this, it reduces vendor pricing. How does it reduce vendor pricing? See, in ERP we have all the information, what is our inventory levels, what is going to be our forecast of sales and all. That is why we can negotiate better, and obviously it will reduce the vendor pricing. Then we reduce redundancy. Okay, the duplicate processes all will be eliminated because of the process flow clarity. That is why we are saying it will reduce redundancy. Then we will also be able to track ABC. What is ABC? Activity based costing. Okay, we can track the actual cost of the product and activity based cost of the product. Okay, this is a typical question of your advanced management accounting. Okay, comparison of actual cost and cost as per activity based costing. Okay, so you can prepare that using ERP. That is what they are trying to say. And it will also give a consolidated picture of sales, inventory and receivables. Okay, so what will improve here is it will improve the workflow and customer satisfaction. It will reduce vendor pricing and redundancy. Then what additional it will do is it will do ABC analysis, consolidation of data, streamlining process, establish uniform process and share information. Okay, if you want you can make a memory technique for this. Something called a series track. Okay, series streamlining, improve, reduce, improve, and streak is share, track, reduce, establish, and consolidate. Okay, so series track. This was all regarding ERP. Okay, yesterday we saw a question that what are the tools that we are going to use in the business. In that third point was software and packages. In that in the ERP content you have to write as many points as you can from this question. That is why we didn't take a lot of time there, because ERP is a altogether different concept and these points can be used in any question. Okay, and the first line was given there that database management system, data warehousing, data mining tools and knowledge discovery. These are business intelligence applications that a business can use. Okay, only that one line you have to write. You don't have to write what is database management system, data warehousing, data mining and knowledge discovery. You don't have to explain those things, only mention those four business intelligence applications and finish it. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Okay, we have seen core banking system. Now let's see application of information system in enterprise processes. Okay, now these are a list of general questions they can ask, that what are the three vital roles of information system in enterprise processes. Okay, you are supposed to write here that it will support business processes, it will support decision making, and it will support in achieving strategic advantage. Now, can anyone tell me what software we will use to support business processes? Which software are used to support business processes? Yes, TPS. Yes, there is one more software that supports business processes. Can anyone tell me that? Yes, TPS, OAS. What is OAS? It is Office Automation System. Okay, so these two systems will help the organization to support business processes. Now for decision making, tell me the name of two softwares that we will use for decision making. Yes, DSS, and there is one more software. Okay, about expert system. See, the access to the expert system will not be given to even the senior management or middle level management. It will only be given access to expert system when we want a strategic advantage. Okay, we are not going to use highly intelligent softwares for basic decision making. Only where we are trying to implement strategy or formulate strategy on a higher level, we are going to use expert system. So the two softwares that we will use only for decision making will be DSS and EIS. Okay, MIS will also come in business processes only. Okay, after this, now tell me for strategic advantage which two systems we will use. Okay, this is a trick question. I have already told expert system. MIS, it will come in business processes only. It will support business processes as TPS and OAS. For strategic advantages, we have expert system and KMS. What is KMS? It is knowledge management system. Okay, so now you will get a further idea about in which for what aspect these softwares are well known for. Okay, so whenever you want to improve your business processes or you want to automate the business processes, you will use TPS or OAS or MIS. Okay, transaction processing system, office automation system, and management information system. For decision making, you will use decision support system and executive information system. And for strategic advantages, you will use expert system and knowledge management system. Okay, so from this you must have understood that what is the importance of the software that we have discussed. Okay, from that you must derive this question: what are the vital roles of information in business enterprises? Okay, now the next question is what kind of knowledge the business manager is supposed to have. Okay, now he must have the knowledge of foundation concepts. Now what are foundation concepts? Here we are talking about fundamental business and managerial concepts. Okay, he must know how to do management, such as what is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, reporting, budgeting. Okay, all these are the functions of management. He must know what are the functions of management. Also, he must know what is a business cycle, what is a product cycle, what is a life cycle. Okay, so these are just foundation concepts about which he must have the knowledge. Who must have the knowledge? The business manager. After this, he must also have knowledge about the information technologies. He must know what kind of hardware, software the organization is using, what are its limitations, advantages, okay, and whether it is being managed in a proper way or not. Okay, all this knowledge also this person must have. And even if he doesn't have, we are already going to audit it. We have seen that we will audit this information technologies. Then the next point is business applications. Okay, now business applications, for this you can remember the above vital roles. We must see whether the business applications are supporting business processes or decision making or strategic advantages, and if they are supporting them, whether they are being effective or not. Okay, that is the level of knowledge business manager must have. After this, the next point is development processes. Okay, now we are developing a software. Okay, he must know about the processes what are involved in development of software. That is what we are going to learn in chapter number 5, acquisition, development and implementation of information system. Okay, so these he must know the chapter 5. That is what they are trying to say by development processes. And the fifth point is management challenges. Okay, he must know what are the challenges management faces if it is using information system. Okay, how much level of judgment is involved, whether he is supposed to find any mistakes in TPS or MIS or DSS or expert system. Okay, if he knows those concepts, he will not find out mistakes in it, and he will try to integrate those information system in such a way that management benefits from it. Okay, so he must also know what are the challenges management faces if information system is implemented along with the management. Okay, so you write a memory technique for this. How to remember what knowledge a business manager is supposed to have. Write down, fill in the blanks, decision making. Fill in the blanks, decision making. What is fill in the blanks? It is foundation concepts, information technologies and business applications, FIB, and DM is development processes and management challenges. Okay, if he has the knowledge, he will be able to fill in the blanks and take decisions. That is what I'm trying to say. After that, a short note may come that uh, what is the significance of IT in prime business area. Okay, now what IT will be used in business area. So you are supposed to write that IT can be used for customer relationship management, supply chain management, ERP can be installed, SAP can be installed. Then you can write the benefits of TPS, OS, MIS, DSS, EIS, ESKMS. Okay, just make sure that you don't write more than 10 points. Okay, write only 10 points. It is going to be asked for either 4 marks to 6 marks, not more than that. Okay, it is a random question. You can write anything you want. Just make sure that the answer is balanced. Okay, don't write everything about TPS or MIS. Try to write minimum 2 to 3 points about each concept, or 1 point regarding each concept. Okay, so this is an easy question. IT in prime business area. Now let's see what is the implication of information system in business. Okay, now we have seen what is the application of information system. Now we are seeing the implication of information system. Okay, in exam it may happen that your answers may be interchanged because of the wordings. Focus that it is not application, it is implication. Okay, we are talking about implication. In auditing of information system, there are two questions: effect of information system on auditing, audit evidence and audit collection, evidence evaluation, evidence collection. Now we are only talking about in business. Okay, so first point is EDM. What is EDM? Effective decision making. Okay, it ensures effective decision making. Then RDM, right decision making. Okay, first one is effective, next one is right, and then it also makes sure that you are able to take decisions even in unusual situations. Okay, so first point is merely about decision making. Okay, you can take effective decisions, you can take the right decisions, and you can also take decisions in unusual situations. Okay, so information system increases your decision making abilities. After that, strategy. It will help you to formulate strategy. It will help you to achieve competitive advantage, and it will also provide solutions for innovative ideas. Okay, if you have an innovative idea and you try to implement in business, information system will help you with implementing your innovative ideas. Okay, so this was also a random question. Strategy, competitive edge, and innovative ideas. Okay, for memory technique for this is CU RISE. Okay, CURISE, CU RISE. Competitive edge, unusual situations, then right decision making, innovative ideas, strategy, and effective decision making. CU RISE. Okay. So in this slide, we have 4 questions, 3 vital roles. What is the knowledge business manager must have? What is the importance of IT in prime business area? And what is the implication of information system in business? Now let's move on. Okay. Now we have accounting information system. Okay. Now this accounting information system is like a traditional information system. Okay. We used to have this when we have Munimji, Diwanji, Munshi and all. Okay. These were all the names of the accountants in old age. Okay. So now we are talking about the accounting information system in those ages. Okay. First, what used to happen was they used to capture the data. Okay. What we are talking about, what are the steps in accounting information system? We used to capture the data. We also used to maintain manual records. Okay. Now, whatever data was captured or maintained in manual records, we used to process it. What does processing it means? We used to prepare general ledger. Okay. After that, we used to do ledger entries. We used to classify this data, and we used to consolidate raw data. Okay. What does this mean? We used to prepare trial balance, profit and loss account, balance sheets. Okay. The only difference is that we used to prepare it in handwritten. It was not, there were no information systems in those ages. Okay. After this, we used to make sure that we have a specific internal control system to make sure the records were not manipulated and the records were accurate. Then we also used to make sure that we were able to generate reports. Okay. So these were the 5 steps in accounting information system. First one is capture data. Then second one is maintain manual records. Then third one is process, classify and consolidate raw data. Then fourth point is internal control, and fifth point is report generation. Okay, so our traditional accounting information system had these 5 steps: capture, maintain, process, internal and report. After this, impact of IT on different sectors. Now see, in this chapter we have different questions like application of information system in different business, then application of IT in business area, then implication of information system in business. Now this is impact of IT on different sectors. Okay, here emphasis is more on sectors. Okay, we are talking about sectors. Okay, so you have to write this answer if the question has this word, one word, sector. Okay. Now let's see what are the 4 main points. Okay. First one is e-business. Okay, because of IT, we are able to do now e-business. This lecture that I'm delivering, this is merely because of IT. Okay, I'm able to do e-business. There is 24-hour sales. You can do inventory management and there is no middleman. Okay. If you want, you can write more points in this e-business, but make sure that you don't write more than 3 to 4 points because the question is for 4 to 6 marks. Okay, it will not go more than that, and for that 2 points per heading is enough. Okay, that is why I have only mentioned if you see in practice manual, there are 10 points for each heading. Like e-business has 10 points. For knowledge purpose, you can read them, but don't write them all in exam. For e-business, you can write 24-hour sales, inventory management, and no middleman. In this, the important point is inventory management. Okay, your question must have this point of inventory management. After that, financial service sector. Now, what are the companies involved in financial service sector, they are merely banking companies and insurance companies. Now from the name itself you can understand what is the volume of transactions, how much updation and processing is required. That is the reason we have core banking system. Okay, so you can write about core banking system and other points relating to bank and insurance companies for financial service sector. Okay, after that we have wholesaling and retailing. You are supposed to mention what is wholesaling, what is retailing, okay, how it has changed because of IT. Now wholesaler can produce as he wants. He knows the demand as per the retailers, and he can produce as per that, or he can demand as per that from the producers. Okay, so this is he is maintaining doing space management, logistics and customer profiling. Okay, now this point of customer profiling, we have seen this in order processing system. Order processing system is doing nothing but customer profiling, like we are forecasting the revenues and all. Okay, so as if the wholesaler and retailers are having all this information, then they can do business and take decisions as per that. Here logistics is the main point in wholesaling and retailing. After that, they have just clubbed the remaining industries as others. IT is also used in entertainment industry and agriculture industry. It is used in agriculture industry to make sure that the fertilizers were used to an extent reasonable, then whether the soil quality is maintained or not, and all other things. Okay, we have now devices for that, and all is governed by IT. Okay, here we are talking about big companies which are invested in agriculture. And entertainment industry, you can write that for preparing movies and all, IT is required, multiplexers are required, recording devices are required. Okay, we are going to learn about this in detail in chapter number 3, how entertainment industry will use this IT. Okay, now what is our role in this is, you are just supposed to mention one point for entertainment industry and agriculture industry, and you have to end this answer saying that IT has changed the working style of business and also helped it in improvement and advancement. Improvement and advancement. Okay, this was all regarding impact of IT on different sectors. For e-business, right, inventory management. For financial service sector, remember insurance and banking companies. For wholesaling and retailing, remember logistics. And for others, remember entertainment industry and agriculture industry. Okay, this will be enough. Now let's see another question. Yes, we have completed all the questions in this chapter. Nothing is remaining. If you want, you can write also this one. Yeah, we have covered everything now. This is the final chart. Okay, this chart doesn't include everything. I have kept some space for you to write that. Make sure your chart includes all the points, all the definitions and all the other things that I have not included in this chart. Okay, now we will revise the entire chapter using this chart. Okay.
So what about business intelligence and data mining, sir? The last one.
Okay. Yes, only one line you have to write that. They will not ask what are business intelligence applications in exam. Only one line you have to write that data warehousing, data mining, knowledge discovery, and database management system. These are business intelligence applications which can help the business and information systems. Okay, only this line you have to write in the exam. They will not elaborate more on what is the concept of data mining, data warehousing and all. But if you want, I can explain you. Okay, whenever you go to Google, okay, you write something. Okay, you might not know the name of the website, but what Google will do is it will search for those words in every other website. Okay, so that is what is data mining is doing. Even if the name of the website is not what you are mentioning in Google, but if the content of the website includes that those keywords, it will appear on the results page. Okay, that is basically what is data mining. Now what is data warehousing? Okay, in data warehousing, what will happen is we have different subjects like financial reporting, strategic financial management, auditing and law. Okay, whatever updates and everything is happening, what we will do is, as per information we are gathering from the, what all data we are gathering from the environment, we will assign the heading for that data, and that data will be stored in its respective warehouse. Okay, that is what is data warehousing. Okay, so it is basically classification and grouping of data in data warehousing, nothing else. That is what happens in data warehousing. For okay, if you want an example, you can remember that different business functions are there. For in relation to that, different information will be collected from the environment. Not all information must be uh, given to all the functions. That is why for each and every business function we are preparing a different warehouse. This warehouse is called as data warehouse. Okay, but if we want data on specific subject which involves data from all the warehouses, in that case we will use a data mining tool. Okay, now these are intelligent business applications. Why they are saying it? Because it gives you information as per your demands and in format in a meaningful way. So if you see in the module, they are talking about it will help you to do customer relationship management, then supply chain management. It will streamline the processes, information flows. Okay, we have already seen all these points in ERP benefits. Okay, that ERP benefits point you have to write here in software and packages along with these 4 points. Yes, did anybody search what is a database management system and knowledge discovery? I have explained warehousing and mining. We learned what is a knowledge management system. From that, can anyone guess what is knowledge discovery? Okay, getting information for decisions is knowledge discovery. Okay. Okay, what is the question? What is DBMS and knowledge discovery? Okay, fine. I will explain it now. Yes, DBMS is a software. Okay, fine. In database management system, we are storing data so that we can retrieve it later for use for business. Okay, that is what is database management system. We have already seen this in IPCC. Now, what is knowledge discovery? Okay, now let's take an example of ICAI. Okay, what we will do is we will collect the past previous question papers of 10 years. Okay, after collecting it, what we will do is we will assign marks for each and every chapter. Okay, we will do the analysis for this chapter. These many questions for these many marks were asked in these many attempts. Okay, now you will have a record that there are fluctuations in data. Okay, that is not a case that there is a fixed format or a fixed weightage of any chapter. You can do it actually, and you will be able to see that, but you will see that there is a pattern. Okay, there is a pattern of how they ask questions. Okay, like for auditing standards, you are supposed to mention account auditing standards in the earlier point, and then you are supposed to write the observations, and then you are supposed to write conclusion. Okay, there is a format for answering. Okay, you can understand similar formats, and also you can see that whenever a concept is going to become outdated, okay, whenever it is the last attempt for that concept is going to be deleted, or there is a new amendment in law, it is highly probable that a question is going to be asked on some that content. Okay, you can see this pattern. Okay, now you will never find this kind of information in the modules, or nobody will tell you that. You will understand this actually when you do all these processes. Okay, so this knowledge discovery, you are discovering this knowledge by doing these processes. Okay, it is not written everywhere, or so what will happen is whatever data the organization collects, okay, it will be put through these processes, and you will gain some knowledge. That is what is this knowledge discovery is talking about. Okay, now one more example. There is a software in the hospital. Okay, what will happen is we will keep on recording the data of different patients. Okay, if there is a pattern of symptoms or any medicines or anything, okay, their temperatures or anything, after you put the data in these processes, it will discover this pattern, and you will obtain some knowledge. Okay, so this pattern identification and all, this all happens in knowledge discovery. Okay, you cannot do that in database management system, data warehousing, data mining. Okay, this pattern identification and further action estimation, this all is happening in knowledge discovery. Okay, because you are identifying it for the first time, nobody told you that. That is why we are using this word discovery. It is already there, but you are actually seeing it now. That is why we are calling it discovery. Okay, please don't write whatever I am telling you about these concepts in exam. They are not going to expect you from that. Okay, whatever I am teaching you, this is outside the syllabus. Okay, you have to only mention these 4 terms in exam in one line, that database management system, data warehousing, data mining tools, and knowledge discovery. These are important tools or business intelligence applications you can use for your business. Okay, only write one line about it and finish it. If you keep on explaining it, no additional marks will be awarded for that. Okay, if you want, you can write more points about ERP, because in the module they have given more information about ERP. Okay. Yes, see, we have completed the chapter. If you have any problem, ask me. I will keep on elaborating again and again. Yes, shall we start revising the chapter? The entire chapter. Now what we will do is I will individually ask you questions and you will turn on your mic and answer. If any point is missing, you will mark that point that you didn't remember this point, so that and it is only 7 o'clock now. So we have 1 hour for revising this chapter. This is a very easy chapter. We will not require more than half an hour for revising this. And please note that if you even remember the points in this chapter, okay, headings and the main point, that okay, only if you remember this chart only and you write whatever you want about IT in the exam, okay, you will still secure full marks. Okay, because from my previous answer sheets I have seen that they are checking the headings, they are checking the main points, and they are avoiding marks. Okay, I have already told you what are the common points that you have to write, and using those common points you can write the theory part. Okay, now we will go one by one. I will ask questions. Yes, if you want you can stop the recording now, because we are. Please share the points, sir.